What up, people? It's your boy, Master Judy, out here with another review of Final Space. So, we're on the latest this week's episode of Final Space, and while there are very serious elements of it, um, it was definitely one, as Olin Rogers said, one of the more laid back episodes. So, pretty much we can get into it right now. As we remember, the Final Space poisoning has taken over Quinn. She's in critical condition, and the crew is trying to make sure that, they keep her alive, basically. Basically. And so, thanks to Hugh contacting, Kevin Van Newton, tells him that Ceruleum is the only way to do it. So the crew goes down and hunts pretty much the mineral on a comet. And when they get to that comet, they manage to get the mineral, they escape, pretty much. And then we see that Quinn gets infused with a type of device that does pull the final space poison out of her system so that she can survive, basically, making her look like Nightfall. So everything does come full rumbus, as Gary mentioned. But believe it or not, saving Quinn was not the primary eyedropper of this episode. It is, as you see, the main person within this picture right here. It was Ash. So Ash is sucked all the way to the core of Invictus, as the Lord Commander was a few episodes back. And she's there demanding her brother Fox. And Invictus is like saying, I'm keeping him safe from the person who died 1,000 deaths to keep me here, Gary. And he's basically telling her that, hey, he's going to kill your brother. That's what he always does. I'm merely saving him. And Ash is refusing to believe this. And he basically says, hey, you're going to believe my words. You will know. You will know. And so what he does, which is interesting, is that he goes about and begins the process of upgrading Ash. He gives Ash her second eye, gives her a new look, gives, I believe, upgrades her powers even further. And it says that, basically tells you have two choices. You can go and meet your destruction with Gary and his friends, or you can serve me. You can join my cause, and together we'll burn this universe. And he's given her 3 days. Well, Invictus has given Ash 3 days to decide this, to make her decision, which will be interesting. What's going to happen? Will this be a descent into for Ash into the dark side? Who knows? This episode is pretty standard. So I don't have to go much into really delving into the plot like I did in the last review, but I can get into some things I liked about the characters. Everyone had their time to shine in a way. We see Cheryl really give Hugh great advice, saying that, hey, what he was trying to do something, and so he's like saying, what can I do to help? And she said, the hardest thing to do is ask for help. And he's trying to find a way. And then, of course, Biscuit, who really only gets one line in this episode, says, hey, call Kevin Van Newton. So I like that Hugh took initiative. It was very interesting as well. Also, we do see that we really see Cheryl, be a lot more proactive in this episode. She's the one who suggests that, hey, we're going to hook this comet and we can get this mineral that we need for Quinn, gives them the procedures to do it, and boom, everything like that. So yeah, and I see the natural progression of her really, and getting over what happened between her and Gary in the last season, and really becoming a better person bit by bit. So that's wonderful character progression. Really like Cheryl this episode. Kevin had a nice sweet moment, with Gary when Quinn was really down in the beginning, gave him a hug, and Gary's like saying, hey, don't tell nobody about this. And he had some funny he had some funny moments trying to bring back that fridge. But if you know from season one. But that's neither here nor there, of course. The Kados don't do much. They just complete the mission. And they do that. Though for little Kato, he's the first one to see Ash return. And she's in a new look and everything like that. So who knows what's going to happen, how he's going to accept that, and he's probably concerned about what happened to her with Invictus if she decides to tell him at all in the next episode. Who knows? Who knows indeed? Lastly, we do get the C plot, which is of Tribor and Quastanotro. They're still going about gallivanting through the other parts of Final Space as Tribor would do, but this time with his son, Quastanotro. And, he's basically saying that, hey, you have some people saying, yeah, we've heard of you. There's a prophecy about you. So they find this prophecy, and, it's like saying, hey, you'll lead the Final Space, but you'll lead and free all the people here from Final Space. And Tribor and Quastanotro are wondering who's going to lead. So that should make for an interesting comedy when they next appear. But and getting to Gary, Gary is scary. He was selfless. He took, and I have to say, when watching the episode, the infusion of that selenium chip was very brutal. And when he decided to share in her pain, I was like, dang man, that was hardcore. So Olin wasn't completely honest about this not being too hardcore, because while this was definitely the most laid back episode of the previous ones, it still got hardcore. So yeah, I give this like an 8 out of 10. It was, well, I give it about a 7.5 out of 10. So it was okay. It was more laid back. Generally, for you to calm down and just bring you up to speed, which they did have in the opening episode on the previously on Final Space. So yeah, that's my rating for it. Well, thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notifications to make sure you're notified. Once again, I do these reviews for you, the people, because I want to discuss good shows like Final Space and get your opinions on them. Thank you all for watching, and I will hope to have more videos up soon. Peace.